Right. Thank you, Eric. And hello to everyone at the Metals Investor Forum. Wish I could be there. So I'm just going to give an update on Pan Global's copper discovery in southern Spain and some of the exploration work we're doing on, first exploration work we're doing on some of the surrounding targets as well. So it's all looking pretty good at this early stage. Forward-looking statements. All right, so just a few highlights. I guess a key thing here is that Pan Global has a pretty unique land position in the Iberian Pirate Belt, which is famous for some of the world's largest volcanogenic massive sulfide ore bodies. So we have about 5,500 hectares that's remained sort of largely unexplored since the mid-1980s, which is pretty unique in the Pirate Belt, which has been subject of a lot of exploration. And our first target was a gravity anomaly. Many discoveries in the belt have been made by drilling gravity anomalies, and our first drill holes on our first target were discovery holes. And we discovered VMS, volcanogenic massive sulfide style copper mineralisation at our La Romana target. And you can see one of the discovery holes results here, hole number 2, 20 odd metres at 1% copper plus some tin, and a nice high grade section there, 7 metres at 2.5% copper from pretty shallow depths, about 37 metres down hole. We've now completed 117 drill holes. The deposit's continuing to grow, and we've got some potentially significant tin byproduct as well. So a pretty interesting start. The project is, in general, we're surrounded by sort of other big mines and development projects held by major companies. The area is excellent. It's a mining area, very good track record for permitting new developments. It's got excellent infrastructure, and I think the good news here is we've still got plenty of upside at La Romana, which is where most of our attention has been. And now we've got a lot of exploration potential in the surrounding area, which we've only just started to hit this year. In fact, I've just reported some new drill results on the first drill hole on one of these new targets, and we've hit copper mineralisation again. So hole number 1 at the Harasser Target here with 18.5 metres at 0.73% copper, including 9.5 metres at 1.2% copper, plus some additional mineralisation in that hole as well. So in addition, we've got a very active exploration program throughout the area. Just completed a big high resolution electromagnetic and magnetic survey. We've got a 20,000 metre drill program underway. We've got various other surveys underway as well, geochemistry and geophysics. So we're hopefully lining up a number of targets for that will set the drill rigs loose on come the second quarter this year. So just looking at the location, the Escacena project, we're at the eastern end of the Iberian Pirate Belt in southern Spain. It's got 7 active mines, big mines in the belt, with a number of major operators. We have First Quantum to the east, Group of Mexico right next door to us. We've got Lundin, Sandfire recently new in the area. We've got smelters nearby. We've got sealed road access to the property, etc. So just looking a little bit closer, the yellow is the Escacena project area, and down in the south is the La Romana project, where most of our work has been focused. You can see here the proximity to Atalaya's mining's operation to the northwest, at the site of probably the world's largest volcanogenic massive sulfide deposit. And off to the east, First Quantum been mining the Las Cruces deposit, which was probably one of the highest grade open pit copper mines in the world. They're now transitioning to an underground operation. And then right next door to us, Group of Mexico are looking to restart the old Los Frailes deposit, and the Ascanapoya and Los Frailes deposits together are about 160 million tonnes of massive sulfide. Yeah, we've, as I said, we've only tested one, until recently only tested one target, and it was first holes were discovery holes. We're now starting to explore the many targets that we have on the surrounding area, And I'll show a little bit of an update on a couple of the targets in this presentation at La Harasser and Sarcita. So firstly, just an update on Laramana. We've drilled, as I say, 117 drill holes so far. We've got copper mineralisation over about 1.2 kilometres of strike. It's and about 300 metres dip extent. It's open in a number of directions. You can see some of the highlights from the phase 4 drill program that we started last year, and in particular hole number 90, which was in the last batch of results we reported for Laramana, with hole 90 delivering 10 metres at 2% copper, a bit of tin and silver from about 10 metres below surface, so almost sticking out of the ground. Included another nice high-grade section there of 5.5 metres at 3.5% copper with some good levels of tin as well. We still have a lot of drill results to report. We received a sort of an avalanche of drill results in the last few days, which we're now working through, and I expect we'll have more news to report on those holes soon. And we've got metallurgical test work underway as well, which hopefully we'll have something to say about that soon as well. There's just a couple of pictures of the mineralisation on the right, hole 114, which is we're still waiting on results for. Looks like some nice grade in that drill core. So plan view, as I say, we've drilled, the drill area is about 1.3 kilometres east-west and about 300 or 400 metres north-south. The mineralisation is open to the west at shallow depths, and we think it could extend another 300 or 400 metres to the west, at least towards the Laramana, old Laramana mine workings. It's open in a number of areas down dip, and there's some old geophysics indicating the trend extends another couple of kilometres further to the east, which at this stage is not tested. So I think we've got lots of opportunity to grow this deposit, and yeah, we've got more drilling planned here this year. A couple of cross sections through the deposit. This one here on the left, which shows hole 90, which is in the last batch of results from Laramana. You know, the 10 metres at 2% copper. That's within a 42 metre wide interval at 0.6% copper, again with a bit of tin from shallow depth. And then you can see a couple of the early discovery holes, hole number 2 and 5 there, with each with more than 20 metres at over 1% from. So high grades, close to surface, very simple geometry, dips about 35 to 42 degrees to the north. Then another section on the right here, in about the centre of the deposit, some much thicker intervals here. Again, hole 40 with 50 plus metres of 0.8% copper with some tin, and a number of high grade intervals within that, so 26 metres at 1%, 7 metres at 2.3, etc. So again, that we see that same simple geometry repeated on every section across the deposit. So looks very well suited to an open pit. So just stepping back, as I say, all the focus until recently has been on the Laramana area, the new discovery that we've made. But these types of deposits typically occur in clusters, and we've got at least a dozen or so other targets in the surrounding area that are largely unexplored, untested. And just for comparison, here's a picture of the Neves Corvo mine camp, which has 7 different ore bodies. This is at the same scale. It's about a 300 million tonne ore body, very hot, copper-rich deposit with some tin. Not to say we'll find the same, but certainly I think we've got every prospect here of making additional discoveries in this area, and that's what we're focusing on a lot of our work this year. So this is just a composite image of the gravity data that we have in the area. You can see the Laramana gravity anomaly in the south here, and you can compare that with the gravity anomalies at Los Frailes and Asno-Corral, which would be massive sulfide deposits. As I say, many discoveries have been made in the Iberian Pirate Belt by directly drilling gravity anomalies. So we've got a bunch of other big gravity anomalies here too that are largely untested. We're just starting to do follow-up on those now. So just looking at a couple of these, here's Laramana, the regional gravity anomaly that we targeted, the drill area here. You can see some old Exxon IP chargeability anomalies extending off to the east for about 2 kilometres. untested at this stage, and then a big gravity anomaly, which we call Bravo, just down dip. So this looks very attractive given our success here and the success of drilling gravity anomalies in this part of the world. So we'll be following this up just as soon as we get access. Another area about 4 kilometres to the east of La Romana, we've got the Harasser Target. So there was an old drill hole here by Exxon. It was drilled in 1985, had 9.5 metres at 1.4% copper. It had no follow-up. We've just drilled our first hole near to that hole, and we've hit, you can see here, we just reported it this week, 18.5 metres at 0.73% copper, plus some high grade, 9.5 metres at 1.2% copper within that. So we've now got follow-up drilling underway with it drilling up dip and down dip, and we'll be also drilling along strike as well. This image also shows some new gravity data, and that's shown a much stronger target than we had in the old regional information at Pilar and Pilar South, and we've also got a very strong looking target off to the west at Bravo Norte. So we're just a couple of kilometres here from the edge of the Asnohoya open pit. So yeah, very, very exciting looking targets. So cross section through the Harasser Target, we've just reported the first drill hole there. As I say, this is the first target we've tested outside of La Romana, and we've hit copper mineralisation. We've just completed the first follow-up hole up dip, and we've got another hole in progress at the moment, drilling about 100 metres down dip. So we're just waiting for the results of that drilling, and we'll look to drill east and west as well. Now switching to another target, this is the Sarcita target in the north of the Escacena project area. Some old copper mines there that were mining up until the start of the First World War. There's been very little exploration in this area since then. We just completed a soil geochemistry survey, and we show a strong copper anomaly extending from those workings, going undercover and then continuing beyond the cover as well. So we've got about a 2 kilometre long trend here, and we've just finished this is new gravity data in the image to this in the bottom there, which again shows a series of gravity anomalies following that trend of anomalous copper geochemistry and old mine workings. And interestingly, there's a new big gravity anomaly that's appeared in the new survey just to the south, which is largely undercover, and it's completely new and untested. So that looks pretty attractive as well. All right, so just to sort of summarise, really, our next steps, we're going to continue to try and extend the La Romana deposit and determine the dimensions of that. We'll look at potentially having a resource out late in the second half of this year. As I mentioned, we've got metallurgical test work underway at the moment. I expect we'll be following up with further metallurgical work later in the year. We've got drilling underway at La Harasser, and we'll continue to see how that goes, and hopefully we've got the start of another discovery at that target. The new airborne EM and magnetic survey that we've just completed, we'll get results from that over the next 6 weeks or so. We expect that's going to generate a number of other targets. So that, together with the other survey work we've got going on with gravity and geochemistry, etc., I think we're lining up a number of targets, and I expect we'll have a number of drill rigs going come the second quarter of this year. So as I mentioned earlier, about a 20,000 metre drill program planned already. I expect we'll have more further drilling to follow that up in the second half of the year. So a pretty aggressive exploration program, very active drill program, and I think we're giving ourselves a very good chance of making additional discoveries in this pretty special area. Right, just quickly, capital structure. We've got the last financial statements had about 16 million in the bank. Obviously, we've spent a bit of that with the work that's ongoing at the moment, but we do have some warrants still outstanding. These expire in June, so we're just starting to see these being exercised now. So that'll bring in another couple of $1 million potentially if all of those warrants are exercised. So really we're well financed for all the work we've got planned for this year, and some more. So yeah, we're in good shape. I think we've got excellent potential here to make a new discovery, and I think the Laramana deposit is really going very well. I think it's going to continue to grow with more work. So check us out. Jim Royal, VP of Exploration, will be at the booth. I'm sure he'd be happy to share in the excitement. Thank you.